Welcome. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Capture, Create, and Celebrate. I am Lita Bunting, and I'm here with Dana, and we are so excited to be here with you all today discussing photos, photo shoots, what to do with photos, and how to prepare. Um, yeah.
Hi. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Lita and I have been talking about this for some time now because we thought it would be so important for everyone to feel prepared, empowered, and overall just excited. We understand that managing and approaching this season and getting your photos taken can be a bit daunting, right? Between
Oh, yeah.
getting everyone ready and actually scheduling the shoot. It's an investment, and we sometimes gamble like, is this going to be okay? Is everyone going to smile? Or my eyes going to be open? So it's a huge sigh of relief when you can just kind of hear a little bit from us about how to prepare, what the best tips and tidbits are in order to make the most out of your session. And then, of course, Lita, I'm so excited about everything that you offer because you help people make memories last. And we're going to dive into it more. So without further ado, I'd love to introduce you all to Lita. Lita Bunting, she's the owner of Snipka Creations. And Snipka is actually a word that means photograph in Ukrainian. And she has really taken it upon her business to create a service that allows families and her clients to simply take their photos that otherwise live on these devices and make the most out of a beautiful photo book and an album. And she already blew my mind on all the ways that she creates these. She's not only artfully crafted in the way that she puts them together, she really eases the pain of doing this process with her clients by, guiding them and teaching them and holding their hand, if you will. And most importantly, the books themselves are gorgeous and they are fun and engaging, and they're things that you want to pull off your shelf and share with your family and friends. So, Lita, so excited about what you have to offer us today.
Thank you. And I'm so excited to be here. And it's funny, like when I talk to some clients, they're like, oh, so you also can take photographs. You're a photographer. And I said, no, 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 no. Leave that to the professionals. That's an art that I cannot handle. That takes training and a special eye. And that is what you are amazing at. For those of you who don't know Dana, she specializes in family portraits and life events and celebrations. She has been doing this for over 15 years. She is a true pro at this and works all over the Chicagoland area, driving to her shoots, driving to see her clients, and really specializing in helping them feel comfortable in front of the camera. If anybody has ever done a family photo shoot, it can be exhausting and terrifying, and the kids could be having a meltdown, and it's during their nap time or they're hungry. And Dana can just reel them in and find that magical moment to have those pictures come out where you realize, wait, my child had just been having a meltdown and here they're smiling in this picture, and you prepare for it. And she has a passion not just for the photos but for the keepsakes that you can create after them. And I think that's why we bond so well, Dana, because you and I both really have an appreciation for what can happen with those photos. And I'm so, it's great that we're able to talk today and share our collective knowledge and experience with our audiences.
I love that. And yeah, exactly. And I'm going to go ahead and just dive right in, everyone, because getting ready for your photo shoot, I mean, we could talk about all the different ways that we want to help you and support you, but that's what the next two sessions are going to be about. This video series starts here at doing the right things before and just after a family photo shoot. And we have two more live series coming up in November and December to really help you dive in to think, what am I doing with these photos and where else can I take them? So I'm going to dive right in on a few tips about how you can create a solid plan, a solid action plan with your family on even approaching the idea of a family session. And some of you may just want to check a box and be like, well, it's the year and I guess we're doing this. And my kid's a little bit older today and this is the youngest they're going to be and the oldest they've ever been. So it is time to kind of think a little bit more intentionally about how to really prepare for this versus letting this sneak up on you. I know it's already mid-October here. But there is a lot that we can do to, plan out the next 90 days so you have a really successful experience with your family photos and doing something beautiful with it for the end of the year. So I would just really love to invite you all to think about your past experience and, take it with a grain of salt and really kind of come into this space thinking, you know what, I have everything now with me. I can ask questions to Dana and Lita right here. So when you think about the decision of making the commitment to do your family photos, you really want to give yourself time to coordinate your outfits, time to order any outfits that you like. Sometimes you reach into your closet and you're like, oh my gosh, I have nothing to wear. Time for things to come in, right? To order an outfit or two for your family. And then time to, again, coordinate your schedules together. So it's not something that you're like, I have to hurry up and last minute. Everyone, we're doing this on Saturday. Let's just like squeeze it in. Like, give yourself time. If it feels rushed, it probably is. And you may need another couple days or couple weeks to figure this out. I will want to remind you that getting yourself, groomed ahead of time. So any appointments with haircuts and trims and beard trimmings and lashes and nails and all the other things, make sure that your appointments are going to work in your schedule as well, because those things help you feel good. They help you feel prepared. And, coming right out of your haircut into your photo session probably isn't a good idea. Let it sit another day or two and let your hair fall the way that you want it to fall. Is a really good idea. So you feel like yourself, because you want to look at your photos and feel like you, right? So then I also wanted to give you the third tip, which is all about really being on the same page. Tell your children and prepare your family to that this is coming. Get them really excited about it. Think about something special you guys can all do after the session while you're all dressed up and you're all feeling good and connected and playful and fun together. Go out to dinner, right? Go to a movie, do something fun that you feel like this is a memory that they can look back at that photos and say, that was part of one of the best days I've ever remembered. So it is a little bit of a commitment, but make it something special so everyone can come in with a positive attitude. They know they're going for ice cream after or something. And I know I hate to be the one.
That's a great idea. It's almost like a bribe too.
Almost like a bribe. But I don't think it's a terrible idea to make that whole experience, the whole day, something really special, because they're going to look back at these photos on your wall, in the photo books, on their holiday card, and think, that was one of the best days. And it's all that they hold on to. I know putting photos on your wall is really special for children to see themselves and to kind of relive those memories. It makes it a big deal. So communicate with them. I would also recommend bringing some of your favorite props in. If the kids are little, like if you have toddlers, bring lots of snacks, water. Definitely eat a full meal ahead of time, but nothing really sugary or heavy. So give them their protein, their energy, their nourishment, so they feel ready to go and they're not starving and crabby and they need a nap, right? So it's all about just setting the tone and setting the right logistics in place so you all are set up for success. So all they do when they get on the set is it's playtime. It's time for fun. We're happy. We're fed. All of our needs are met. And that is the difference between kids who end up giving their parents, that energy that's feeling all awry, and kids who are just happy and playful and fun. And guess what? When the kids are happy, the parents are relaxed. They feel like they can focus on themselves. They can take a deep breath. They can connect with one another. And it's actually a really successful photo shoot that shows in each and every one of the frames that we capture. So out of those 3 tips, I want to hear in the chat, what's one of your favorite? What is something that you may have overlooked? Maybe a mistake you've done in the past that you're like, holy cow, I totally thought that I can, override nap time and it turned out bad. Take into the consideration that give yourself time, communicate with everyone, and make sure that this is something special for everyone to be involved in. So I would say that those are my first 3 tips on how to get prepared before the shoot. And I'm going to pass it on to Lita about what happens after the session. So you get your photos back from me. I usually turn around 48 hours, if not sooner, for my favorites, my sneak previews. And then you get your full gallery about a couple weeks after that. So Lita, when they get their download link, that's usually when I'm like, hey, what's your goal? What are you doing? And I would essentially love to be able to pass my clients to Lita when they're like, I need a photo book. I need to put all the things together. So Lita, go ahead and take it away.
So what's funny is that sometimes I get clients who say, oh, I had a photo shoot a year ago. I think I have an email somewhere from the photographer with a link, but I don't know what to do with it. I don't know where it is. So for anyone who is listening, when you have that link that comes in from Dana or whichever photographer you're working with, click the link. Click it right away. Open that email and click that link. You might lose the email, but if you click the link, then you can download those photos. It is so important. You have spent so much time. You have invested time and energy into this photo shoot between outfits and getting your hair done and coordinating the kids and rallying the kids. Click the link. So if you do nothing else, and my recommendation is to sit down at a computer to do this versus on your phone. I'll get into a little bit more in later sessions about backups and where to keep photos. But when you do it on a computer, whether you're on a PC or a Mac, and you get that link from your photographer, you click the link, and there will be usually two sets of files, the web-based ones, which are really great for sharing, and then the high-res ones. Those are the beautiful ones that you can print. You can make them humongous. These are the high-quality photos. And so you want to have both versions saved. Yeah. And so that's step one. At a bare minimum, click the link. Now that link is going to go into, those photos are going to go into your downloads folder. Well, you don't necessarily want to keep photos in a downloads folder. The downloads is kind of like a temporary pass through. Like they come in and then from there you move them to where they belong. So when you keep your downloads folder as like your central dumping spot, you're always scrolling and you're never going to be able to find anything. So you want to get them out of downloads. Sometimes as you're moving them out of downloads, that's your opportunity to unzip the files, because these files are pretty big and so they need to get compressed to be sent out. So if they're zipped, you want to unzip them so that you save them into an external hard drive, a solid state drive, your computer's hard drive, or you can import them into something like Apple Photos or your Google Photos account, Lightroom Classic, Mylio. Now I'm getting a little bit more advanced there, but you want to have a place where you save it. So out of downloads, either create a folder that's called pictures or professional photo shoots, or even the month and the year, put them in there, and then you can upload them into whatever spot you usually look at your photos. And for most of us, it's some sort of cloud-based iCloud or Google.
Yeah, I love that. And I do have a service. Just when you click to download it, you can go straight to Dropbox or Google Photos, which is super cool. But I'd highly recommend two places, right? Locally, if you're going to be working with them, like save them to your computer, and then also the backup, which is the cloud-based, like Google Photos, Apple Photos, all that good stuff.
Yeah, well, actually, it's the standard rule of thumb is three
places
on two different kinds of media with one of them off-site. So if you have a hard drive in your home, you don't want to have necessarily two hard drives with the same stuff in your home, because if you get flooded or a tornado or some sort of awful thing happen, you don't want both of those backups in the same location. So you can give one to a friend or a family member. The cloud is another potential place for backing up. But yeah, it's the rule of thumb is actually 3 versions.
Yeah, I'm a crazy person. I have my mother-in-law, she's got a drawer that's like in her desk. That's like, she's like, oh, this is an extra drawer if you want to put stuff in. And I'm like, I'm putting all my extra hard drives in there because it's off-site. And we also have a home server. All my stuff is backed up on the cloud in 2 cloud places, because I've had that horror story in 2012, right? I'm a photographer. I have terabytes on terabytes of stuff. And I even did not, acknowledge my cloud-based subscription expiring, and they lost all my stuff. And so then my hard drive crashed like 2 weeks later, and I lost all my cute pictures of my graduation. And I'm like, never again. So that was 12 years ago. And I've learned my lesson since, and I've not lost anything from my clients ever since. But mind you, it is such a good practice, because, you know, you can't always rely on your photographer. A lot of clients that I've had, their photographer has since gone out of business, and they no longer have their things because I pay to keep everyone's storage up to date. So Lita is not joking. This is your, like, it's kind of the baton has passed from me to you now. Back up your stuff. It's super important. Okay. So with that being said, any questions that anyone has, please throw them in the chat. If you're watching this on a replay, kind of hashtag replay in the comments, you know, say questions and comments still apply. We will go back and check them out. But what have you done? What has been your experience for saving the photos? And, you know, definitely take a look at that. So
I actually have a quick question for you that came up while you were talking. When it comes to outfits, do you recommend some sort of coordinated color scheme, a certain type of look? Is it supposed to be like super formal, super casual? What is your recommendation? Do you have like a style guide or anything? Like I don't do clothes. Like I
love it.
Outfits. So,
and I can't believe I totally like skipped over this. That's such a perfect question, because a lot of people have the shoulds in the woods and they're like, oh, like, what are we doing? And so what I love about planning family photos is that I love to do two things. I love to give people options. I know mini sessions are a little tough, but if you do a mini session with me, you go back in our cool, beautiful 9 oak tree yard, which looks like a forest preserve. And I've got it all cute and cleaned up so we can get that foliage and all the beautiful fall colors. But then we also come down to my studio and we do a little bit more of like a clean, formal look there. So I would offer you 2 outfits, and I would even do as simple as layers. So you can either pop this jacket that I have that's a little bit more fun and pattern and switch it out for a jean jacket or a cozy sweater. Layering is the best thing that you can do. And I'm going to address your question too on coordinating. So when you coordinate between your family, you always want to start with mom, because mom is always the self-conscious one. Usually, like, we need to find something that looks good for us, that fits our shape, that we feel really good in. When mom's happy, we've all heard that expression.
Mom's happy, everyone's happy. Yep.
Right. And so start with mom. And when mom can feel like she has picked something that in the season she really wants to wear, colors, patterns, whatnot, then you want to look at your family and you want to kind of match in some way your daughter. So the girl can also wear another, like if you have a daughter, you know, match her with like a complementing pattern or a simple color that brings out that pattern. And then if you have sons, right, they're going to be just a little simple kind of echo to the girl. So if the mom has like a red, I'm just going to pull out like a red dress that has like cute little flower pattern. The little girl is going to either do like the flower pattern beige in there, or maybe like a cute little red complementary pattern that's not too clashy. Then the boys will wear like a solid color that matches the red, right? It's either like a little bit of a gold or a green. And then dad is kind of the contrast of that as well. So then the dad, if mom's wearing like a red dress with a pattern, he's going to do more of like a solid darker color that makes her pop from him. You're not going to blend together. So I usually tell people this not to overwhelm them, but that's kind of like the ideal setup. I don't think that people think that much into it or they care. Usually when you look at your family and be like, do you all look good? Is everyone ironed? Is everyone happy?
Iron? What? I have to iron?
Yeah, right. A little steamer, pop it in the, take a shower and let the steam iron it out. But if you want to go that detailed, cool. If not, if that's way too overwhelming for you, I had another client last month that was just like, I'm just going to pop on a flannel shirt. And my husband, I guess you got a plain shirt, right? It looks good. And I'm like, you guys feel good? That is the secret sauce, right? If everyone feels great, that's what makes it. I'm not sitting here trying to win awards on my artfully like beautiful, like coordinated set here. I'm your photographer capturing you for all of who you are and celebrating your family for who they are. And I don't need to, over engineer it all either. So I try to give people tips and pointers when they're open to that and when they're welcome to it. But I also want this to be the least resistant, path of least resistance as we can possibly get, because it's all about how we feel in ourselves and what we need to look like to feel ourselves.
No, that's a good point. Thank you.
Of course. And Lita, I have a question for you too. When you are helping your clients with your like the photo organizing part and photo managing part, you help them, right? Like there's so much more hand holding that goes into it. Can you explain a little bit about your tech meetups and your tech and chats and things like that too? Because I don't think we talked about that yet either.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, I offer two levels of service. There are some people who want to do it themselves. They're very hands-on and they're like, I want to be in my photos. I want to learn how to tag and file and folder it and rename. And I coach them through that. And then on the other side, people are like, handing me everything. Here's my Apple Photos logins. Here are my CDs. Here are my external hard drives. Here are all my logins to all these downloaded photo sessions that I haven't done anything with. Go run with it. And so I will go through and combine all these photos and create a logical and efficient way for clients to find and use their photos. The goal here isn't for it to be like this stringent system that is super fancy. We want photos to be findable. I don't want anybody to have to be on their phone and scroll. I want them to pick up their phone and be like, oh, here's my photo. I found it. Wow. And there are ways to do that. And I do teach courses. They're called Tech and Sip, where I go through settings on an iPhone and some of the tips and tools and tricks, because there are some really amazing tricks that exist on your phone. And a lot of people just don't know how to use them. So I love teaching. I love sharing, especially Apple keeps updating their programs and they keep enhancing what the phones can do. And I'm part of a group where we share with each other. Oh, did you know that this feature just got launched? Did you know that this feature changed? And we are in tune with each other so that we can share with our clients and our users. So it's so fun. I mean, I'm not a techie person, which is so funny that I'm in this role, but this is one of the favorite parts of what I do.
I love it. Awesome. Yeah. I know that we have talked a little bit about how to prepare for this session beforehand, what to do after. And so there's so much more to this series that we want to dive into. The next two topics are going to be preparing your photo gifts and projects just in time for the holidays. That's going to be happening on November 14th. And after that, on December 12th, you can join us for Managing Photo Overwhelm, a long-term sustainable plan for organizing your photos for the long run kind of thing. So when you think about like, all right, we got through the year, we kind of did it all. We really want you to think about 2025 as a really simple, organized, like Lita said, picking up your phone and being like, yep, got it. I mean, just think of a conversation you're trying to show somebody and you're scrolling. Yep, okay, it's like so many times I find like when I'm networking or conversing at parties and things like that, I'm always trying to reference my phone. And when it looks like a mess, I actually feel super embarrassed. And I'm like, I'm a photographer. I should have this stuff together. But it is such a great way to, just again, end your year, put together a little winter project for yourself. We're going to dive in a little bit deeper on all the pieces on how to do this and how to feel empowered, like we said, about approaching, I want to do more family photo shoots because it was fun and my photos are on the walls and they're playing on my TVs that are on slideshows that my family can watch. Like I have these gorgeous photo books, and whenever someone comes over, my kids like to run and pull them off the shelves and show everybody. I mean, think about how beautiful and wonderful that makes the entire experience, and how much more successful you feel when you have seen that your photos are like living out to their max potential.
Absolutely. I mean, I can attest to that. Anytime a new photo book comes into this house, my kids tear open the box and just sit and look through it. And even last night, our 2022 book, I think that's where I'm at. I haven't done 2023, but our 2022 book is on our living room table. As my daughter was waiting for her hot chocolate to brew in our Keurig, she pulled out the book and she was just going through it. I love that. Like the fruits of your labor get enjoyed by your children or by your guests. If you go anywhere and, somebody has a photo book, that the first thing you do is you want to pick it up and look at it. So I can't wait to talk about all the things that we can do with our photos in later sessions, because there's so much.
Yeah, I love it. And if you are interested and you have more questions, you can join in with me on danamagnusphoto.com // specials. Blah, I can't speak. That's where you can find all my upcoming mini sessions and specials. I offer a really awesome like end of year like holiday setup in my home, so you can enjoy the backyard and the in studio experience, where we talked about the 2 different outfit looks. So you get actually so much more out of your session. I've got toys for little kids, and it just doesn't even feel like a photo shoot. It's just like,
I love that.
And have fun. So the kids are really happy. We've got snacks and breaks and all the things. So it is like one of the most seamless things that you can do. And Lita, do you want to talk a little bit about what you have coming up as well? Your next Tech and Sip, maybe?
So yeah, I am doing another Tech and Sip. It is on actually November 20th. So November's a busy month, but it also allows everybody some time to get things done and organized in time for the holidays. And all that information, I don't have all the details ready to go right now, but it is an evening event up here in Park Ridge.
Beautiful. Yep. And I'm down in Lamont. So all those Chicagoland area folks who are looking for something all in one, Lamont may be right around the corner for you. Come on over. And like I said, Lita and I work together. We will coordinate with you. We will collaborate with you. We kind of are really putting in the effort to helping our clients do more with their photos and taking it beyond just a photo shoot and a digital download. We want to see these photos in your family's hands being enjoyed for the long run. So
on the walls, in books, on ornaments. There's so much. I mean, but we'll get into all of that.
That's part 2. So we'll see you all there soon. Keep an eye on us. Please subscribe to our channels, both on YouTube. Make sure you're friends with us on Facebook, on our Facebook pages, Instagram. You can see us all there. And we are super, super excited for you to start your journey on organizing and better preparing yourself for an amazing, amazing 2024 year of photo bliss.
Sounds good. Bye, everybody.
Bye.